Hello and welcome to the UNHCR agency in Sri Lanka. Please listen very carefully to this message as it gives you important information regarding the asylum process in Sri Lanka. The UNHCR is a refugee agency of the United Nations. It was established in 1951 to provide the international protection to displaced persons such as yourself and to safeguard the rights of refugees and to provide vital assistance while finding durable solutions for their living, employment, education, and family needs. According to the 1951 UN Convention, a refugee is a person who, owing to well-founded fear of being persecuted for reasons of race, religion, nationality, membership of a particular social group, or political opinion, is outside the country of his or her nationality and is unable or owing to such fear is unwilling to avail himself or herself of the protection of that country. To apply for refugee status is a three-step process. This video will go over the details of what you need to do. The time taken for this process varies greatly depending on your personal circumstances and how soon we are able to verify your details. In order to prevent any delays, please try to have all the necessary paperwork ready ahead of time for each step of the process. Registration is the first step in applying for refugee status with UNHCR. Registration involves recording your personal biodata, travel route, reason for seeking asylum, as well as capturing your photo and biometric data for identification purposes. In order to obtain an appointment for registration with UNHCR, you are requested to come to the UNHCR office on any day from Monday to Friday between 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Please fill in the new arrival information sheet which is available at the front gate and submit it with your passport or any other form of identification if you do not have a passport. If you are unable to speak English, UNHCR can arrange an interpreter for you. Please remember to mention your preferred language in the new arrival information sheet after submitting your application. Registration staff from UNHCR will call you and give you the date and the time of your registration appointment. This will take place usually within 2 to 4 weeks from your initial approach to UNHCR. Please be aware that UNHCR is required to share your basic information with the local government authorities, but your reasons for leaving your country will remain confidential. On your registration day, please bring all documents relevant to your refugee claim. This can include your passport, any identity papers, marriage certificate, birth certificate, and the duly filled out family information sheet with names, date of birth, and place of birth of your immediate family members. You will also need to bring a written statement that details why and when you left your country of origin and why you believe you cannot return. Please try to be as specific as possible, giving examples of events, incidents, or situations that forced you to leave your country. Please remember that all persons seeking asylum, including your family members and children, should be present at the UNHCR office on the day of registration. Please try to be here at least 15 minutes before your appointment time. Please also note that it is important to provide truthful and complete information while registering. Failing to provide truthful information or providing incomplete information can be unfavorable to determination of your claim. It is also important to note that any changes to your information provided to UNHCR must be reported immediately. Failure to do so may result in delays in processing and may impact your application negatively. Each person or family that is registered with UNHCR will be given a registration number. Please make note of this number and have it ready with you whenever you make inquiries about your case with UNHCR. The registration process will be very thorough and you will need to be prepared to spend some couple of hours at the UNHCR office. We appreciate your patience and cooperation with regards to this formality. Once you are registered with UNHCR, you will be issued with an asylum seeker certificate. You are required to have this original asylum seeker certificate with you at all times, especially while traveling, even if it is for a short distance. Your asylum seeker certificate will expire in 2 weeks from your initial registration. You are then required to come to the UNHCR office for the renewal of your certificate, and after this, it will be renewed for 6 months on either the June 30th or December 31st of each year. The UNHCR staff will be present in the following places for distribution of asylum seeker certificates in June and December. Once you are registered with UNHCR, you are also required to register with the local police authority in Sri Lanka. This can be done at the local police station closest to your residence in Sri Lanka. During your registration interview, you will be instructed on how to register with the police. Proof of police registration is mandatory for the renewal of your asylum seeker certificate. Please also note that you have to redo the police registration process each time you change your residence in Sri Lanka, even if it means a different location in the same locality. Sri Lanka is not party to the International Convention relating to the status of refugees and its 1967 protocol. This means that while you are in Sri Lanka, you will not be recognized as a legal resident in the country and might be subject to being stopped and detained by local authorities. If you are stopped or detained by the police, it is important to remain calm and cooperate with the local authorities until they verify who you are. You should first identify yourself and show them your asylum seeker certificate, and then provide them with the UNHCR contact information so that they can verify you with our office. UNHCR hotline is 011 268 3968 or duty officer phone 0777 390 301. In case if you are arrested, please alert your family and friends as soon as possible and have them provide us your UNHCR registration number along with the place of arrest or detention, along with the contact information of the investigating officer involved. After the 3 steps process is complete, you will be automatically entered into the refugee status determination. Process will be required to return for an RSD interview. Please note that we cannot specifically say how long this process may take for an individual case. However, this may roughly take from 18 to 24 months. The RSD interview will be used to assess if you qualify as a refugee under the definition of the 1951 Refugee Convention. During the refugee status determination procedure, you are required to submit any document and evidence relevant to your application which are not already submitted at the time of your registration. You are also required to be cooperative and truthful in the information you provide. You must also inform UNHCR about all your family members accompanying you. Any adult family members must also register individually and will go through their own interview process. If you are unable to speak English, you can request your interview to be conducted in the language of your choice. Every case is different, and the nature of your case, along with how long it takes to verify your information, can take anywhere from 1 to 6 months from the date of your RSD interview. Unusual circumstances can also cause the process to take even longer. If you're notified with a negative decision, you have the right to submit an appeal to UNHCR within 30 days. Your appeal will then be reviewed again, but by a different panel of officers than whom decided your application. The second review of your claim can either overturn the first decision or it can uphold the first decision. If your claim is rejected on appeal, this means your file will be closed and the Sri Lankan authorities will be informed that you are no longer a person of concern to UNHCR. Please note that the appeal process can also take up to 1 additional year. You will be interviewed on appeal only if UNHCR considered that an interview is necessary, and not all appeal applicants will be interviewed. Please also note that your RST interview is mandatory, and failure to appear on your scheduled date without prior notification may lead to closure of your case. If you are recognized as a refugee, you will receive a refugee certificate that will replace your asylum seeker certificate. UNHCR will then try to identify a durable solution for you, such as resettlement, local integration, or even voluntary repatriation if you so choose. Resettlement is when a refugee leaves the country of asylum and immigrates to another country that agrees to admit them as a refugee or even grant permanent status in that country. If resettlement is found to be an option for you, you are requested to wait patiently until your turn arrives. You will not be able to choose resettlement countries as options, and places are limited. In addition, once a case is submitted to a resettlement country, it is that country that will decide on whether the case is accepted or not. Different countries have different procedures and make different periods of time to process resettlement submissions. Local integration is when a refugee is permitted by the country of asylum to legally reside within that country and is able to enjoy most of the rights and equally grants to citizens and permanent residents. Please note that at the moment Sri Lanka is not a country that permits refugees to locally integrate. Voluntary repatriation is when a refugee safely and willingly decide to return to their country of origin due to change in circumstances that no longer make it unsafe for living. UNHCR is usually able to assist you in some capacity to return home if you choose to do so. The asylum seeker process can take a long time, and it is up to you to keep UNHCR informed about any changes to your situation over the course of the process. This includes life event changes such as marriage, divorce, birth of child, change in medical condition, as well as usual information changes such as name changes, phone numbers, address changes, and other contact information changes. As asylum seeker or a refugee, you can access medical treatment at all public health facilities free of charge upon showing the asylum seeker or refugee certificate. Please note that there is a high demand for public health services in Sri Lanka, and hospitals may be understaffed with minimal resources. As such, you will be given the same services offered to nationals, and no special favors can be expected due to your refugee or asylum seeker status. Please be patient and cooperate with the hospital staff. UNHCR does not provide financial or material assistance to asylum seekers. We do not pay for private hospital bills. Both asylum seekers and refugees are not authorized to engage in any type of work. You may, however, approach humanitarian organizations or charities or religious institutes for services and assistance. All UNHCR services are free of charge. Please report anyone who is requesting money or any other favor from you in order to benefit from UNHCR services. Please use the complaint box situated in the security office at the UNHCR office. You can also report extorting or fraud complaints directly via email. If you receive any mistreatment or harassment or have been subject to any other improper conduct during your interaction with UNHCR, in partner organization, or any other person seeking refugee status, you can file a written complaint to the office. There is a complaint box for your complaints can be submitted, or if you prefer, you can submit your complaint via an email. Your complaints will be strictly confidential. However, UNHCR cannot consider anonymous complaints. We hope you have found this video useful. If you have any other questions, you can ask any of the UNHCR staff who will be able to help you. This video will now play again. Thank you and have a great day.